So, greetings. We are back. And before we dive into our solstice episode, so first of all, happy solstice to everyone and blessed be to all those who practice, and happy holidays to those who are not pagan. Um, I actually want to talk a little bit serious today. Um, something that Candy and I don't typically let on, I suppose.
Admit.
Admit even to ourselves sometimes while we take our prescriptions um, is
As we talk about it together, yeah.
yeah. So we struggle with depression-y things, so we'll just leave it at that. We'll leave it vague like that. We suffer from depression related things, and this morning
Yes.
I had a severe mood swing where, for I I think the reason I don't like talking about it so much is because you get that stigma where people are like, "Oh, you're that, so clearly you're gonna go like crazy and shoot somebody." It's like, first of all, I don't own a gun. Second of all, I don't take life. Even if there's a wasp stinging me, I will not kill it. So,
Right.
I don't like that stigma, like I'm going to lose my mind and lose all control of everything. And it's like, no, it's not like that for everybody who suffers from depression. We have good days, we have bad days. You know, and it's tough in this society because there is no support. There's so much stigma behind it. And this morning, my personal example of it is I had a huge downward swing in my mood, and it came out of nowhere. Usually I can feel my mood cycles going, and I tend to go between really super happy and I'm on stage all the time, and then I swing back around and I hide and I recharge. And if I feel that downward swing coming on, I'll watch comedies. I'll try to get laughing. I'll try to distract myself most of the time. In the past, that distraction involved going to a bar, or going to a club and dancing myself absolutely exhausted. Now it's mostly just watching comedies and distracting myself. Um, and also, I have a prescription for it as well that helps a lot. Not everybody can say that, unfortunately, because we don't put nearly enough research into mental health in this country, or any country, I don't think, really. So this morning, as I'm experiencing this downward spiral, I came very close to deleting my entire hard drive, of all of my books, all of my photos, all of my graphics, um, going upstairs and throwing all of my art supplies in the garbage, every book I'd ever published, just throwing it out. And I was in such a funk that I couldn't even muster the motivation to get off the couch to do that. So then, my son, being my son, he comes over and immediately starts. We were watching Adventure Time, and so he immediately pops in the James Baxter episode, and
Right.
and the whole James Baxter episode is about this horse that goes around dancing on a beach ball saying James Baxter, and it cheers everybody up that it comes across. So I was like, well, that's apropos. And then we played with Snapchat filters for about a half hour.
You guys are adorable.
I was very amused, but at the same time, though, it's like I'm trying to fake it till I make it, and it wasn't
Yes.
working. And so I have to give a huge shout out to some local friends here who were on Facebook chat with me at the time that I was having an inner meltdown. And my one friend was like, "Dude, let's go for a walk. I'm coming over." And literally, she like stumbled through the snowdrifts to get to the house.
Aw.
And we walked for a long time in the freezing cold until I got my shit together. So huge giant shout out to them. Everybody who has ever read my stuff and liked my stuff should also thank them, because Works in Progress almost got deleted today and never to be seen again.
And the hard thing with that, right, is people will say, well, why didn't you call anyone? Why didn't you, like, even I sometimes will be like, well, Susie, why didn't you call me? Forgetting that when you're feeling like that, it's paralyzing. You can't
Mm-hmm.
do anything. Someone, like, you can't articulate what you're feeling. You feel stupid for feeling it. You feel
And
weak because we're, especially in America, you're made to feel weak if you have any sort of mental health issue.
mm-hmm.
And it's because of imbalances in your brain. It's not because of anything you did.
Yeah.
If it's an illness. It's just like breaking your leg,
And
but you can't see it.
it's too, not getting enough vitamin D and God knows what else, because we are still trying to figure out how all that correlates. But
and we are on lockdown, and it's the holidays, and you can't.
That doesn't bother me as much. I'm fine with all that.
Well, maybe you, but I'm sure other people have issues. And it's just that time of year that it's dark, and this is traditionally people would go and spend more time in their houses together as families, and so communities would get through times like this. And we don't really do that in modern society so much. And that's unfortunate, because really all we have is each other, like the pills only do so much, man.
It is definitely true. And I don't think people looking from the outside understand that struggle that goes through.
Right. I'm
like
trying to fix my light. I'm sorry. I'm
we,
like,
when you're fighting, I mean, it's not dramatic to say you're fighting an inner demon, because it's sort of like you're trying to exorcise a demon.
Yeah.
Because you know that it doesn't belong there. You know that it's not who you are, and you know that it's going to pass. And that was one of the things that got me through too, was, as I'm talking to this group, I'm like, I know that this is not permanent. I know that if I go and do all this, I'm going to be like, oh crap, why did I go do all that? And but at the same time, it was like the imposter syndrome was super stupid strong this morning, where I was just like, screw this, I'm never going to get anywhere anyway, so why am I bothering to spend all this time? Like, if I want to do this, I'll just do it for me, and if somebody wants to read my shit, too bad, it's gone. Should have read it while it was there. And I felt angry and sad and just,
depression doesn't necessarily manifest itself as sadness. And it's not like, yes, going out and walking and stuff, that can help, but it's not something that you can just go out and rub dirt in it and walk it off.
No.
It's not just being sad.
Getting me away from the computer helped. I mean, the political stuff and society stuff and all this other craziness right now is not helping.
Right.
And so I've been trying to get away from Facebook as much as possible, because
that's helpful, I'm sure.
It's not, though, because then I worry what's going on that I'm not seeing. So yeah, I know. It's ridiculous.
Part of your charm.
I know I'm being ridiculous. Maybe, I don't know. But it's really, you get into this, there's like that one thought that gets into your head, and all of a sudden it starts snowballing.
And it's all you can think.
Yeah, and so I just got into this like thought loop of, you suck. Just give it up. Why are you still doing this? Why are you spending so much time and effort doing this? Like, what's the point?
Right.
And I almost made a post on Facebook saying, you know what, I'm done writing. I'm not writing anymore. You know, I'm just
That
done.
would have been tragic.
Would it though? I think maybe 5 people would have noticed.
I
See, I'm still in it. I'm still pulling myself out of it, but I'm still
I
in it
know.
too, and
I know.
it's agony because for people who don't have this in them, they don't understand that pain. And right now it
Mhm.
hurts. Like jabby jab, like hurts.
Mhm.
And yeah. So, sorry.
There's nothing to be sorry for. Like, this is important stuff, and it doesn't get talked about enough, especially by us, because, as she said, the two of us
We try to bring
left a
out the
lot.
happy,
Yeah.
but it's not all happy.
Yeah. Well, it's not even that you try to pretend it's all happy. It's that I don't want my stuff to make anybody else's stuff worse. I tend to want people to be able to come to me to feel safe, and so I take on a lot that maybe isn't mine, but it also distracts me from what's mine. And then those things come out, and nothing I do is good enough. Nothing I say is right. Everyone is angry with me, regardless of anything that just happened. Everyone's mad. I get anxious about every single thing. Yeah, and imposter syndrome, like you said, and that happens a lot
Yeah.
to people in the winter because the days are shorter, it's dark longer. Like, seasonal depression is a real thing. And I think even if you don't experience seasonal depression, you feel mood changes because of the seasons, definitely.
And I mean, even tonight, it's just like, I told my husband, I was like, hey, Candy and I are going to be shooting at 8 o'clock. So, and, I had all the candles and stuff set up for our episode. And he's like, what are you having a seance? I was like, yeah. So you might want to go downstairs for that.
Hmm.
And he was just like, and he starts like throwing this fit. And I had to stop myself from just going completely off and just being like, you know what? You want this fight? Like,
Yeah.
come at me, bro. And I was just like, what is bringing this on even? And then I was like,
Hmm.
oh, that mood swing from this morning is still, so it's a lot of conscious effort, and usually if I feel that downswing coming on, I tend to go away from everybody because
Yes.
I'm like, you know what? I need to go like hide in a closet and just chill and
Hmm.
do some
Well,
yoga
because
and meditation and hide.
yeah, because I have times where I get mean. Just
Yeah.
the sound of someone else breathing
Yeah.
can make me just like, and it's not like they did anything to make me mad. It's just like I get overstimulated and I feel like I'm going to jump out of my skin.
Yeah. That's the
Mhm.
exact feeling.
So
And
it's not, depression is really complicated.
it is. And, I've gotten a lot better at controlling it over the years,
Hmm.
because I used to be awful.
Hmm.
Where, 20 years ago, I was just mean. And it's like I look back at that person and I'm like, holy crap, I was not a nice person. Like I was vicious. Like people cried. And I was just
Yeah,
like, too bad for you.
20 years ago, I had a lot of physical outlets, so it wasn't so bad because if I felt angry and aggressive, I could just go to the gym and like literally hit something
Yeah.
until I felt better.
Yeah, for
Um,
me it was just like leave me alone, and people wouldn't leave me alone, and I'm like, okay, see, now you're gonna cry. And
so I'm
I
gonna have to make you cry. Good job. Why'd you make me do that?
and well, it wasn't even so much that, it was I just eviscerated them verbally.
Hmm.
And they were just like, you're mean. And I'm like, whatever, I don't care. And I was not a nice person. I had a lot of my own anger going on
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of my own pain going on, and I think that's why it bothers me so much in today's societal climate, is because I see so much of that pain that I used to have. And now it's magnified times like a billion.
Well, it's like
Just,
the world.
yeah, and it hurts so
Yeah.
bad back then. And it's like, if I could go back and help that person that I was, like, holy crap. It's just like I just wanted to do anything to make that pain stop. And I can't imagine that pain on top of society in general right now. I mean, granted, I would not go and destroy an entire country in the process. Yeah, I kept it on a very small scale. Maybe. but I still like to help people even back then.
Mm,
So there was a chewy
balance.
center in the crunchy exterior. But yeah, so this morning my notebooks and everything were that close to just going in a fire.
And listen, anybody that deals with this, I applaud you for not even just getting through another day, for getting through that next 5 minutes and that next hour. And please reach out. Like,
Or
I think
at
we
least
should
watch like a comedy video.
watch a
And
comedy, or even if you don't reach out to your friends, reach out. There's hotlines. You can put numbers for them. You know, but you're not by yourself. You're not alone. Um, but yeah, you're valued, and you're worthy, and you're important, and
we get it.
we get it. Absolutely.
We
We
absolutely get that.
absolutely get it.
And
And
my pain recognizes your pain.
mhm. And you know what? The world like society needs, I say this a lot, but we need to like normalize platonically saying I love you.
Hmm.
Because why is that not okay?
Yeah.
Why is that not all right? I
Or just
mean,
say how we're feeling in general without it
yeah,
being like, oh, you've shown some sort of weakness by expressing how you felt.
yes, and
Like
being,
if I say I'm feeling depressed and I'm gonna, burn all my notebooks or something, I'm sure that somebody out there is going to say, oh, there's an hysterical woman acting hysterical. And it's like, no, dude, I'm not.
doing it for attention.
No, dude,
Um,
I'm not. Trust me.
yeah,
I've got way better ways to find attention than to
it's a
be
fact.
in agony.
I got at one point, well, it's like the trend right now to be, because I had problems with depression even as a kid, as a teenager.
Hmm.
Well, it's a thing with teenage girls to be depressed. It was not my parents, by the way, saying this, but it's a thing with teenage girls to be depressed right now. No,
My mother
if
told me I
someone,
needed to toughen up. I was like, it's hard to toughen up when you've got untreated stuff going on.
yeah, but it's if someone tells you that they're struggling, hear them out, please, please. Sometimes just that unjudgmental ear, that non-judgment, not unjudgmental, that's not a word, non-judgmental
Is
ear.
now. It's on the internet
Well,
now, or
I
it's
make up
a
a
word.
I make up a lot of words, but sometimes that's the difference between life and death, quite honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're here for a reason. We
you
don't know
are.
what that reason,
But
but
you have value. You're worthy, and you deserve to be, and you deserve to be loved, and you deserve to have happiness. Whoever you are in this moment, the collective you. So yeah.
it's my Tommy knockers.
Hi.
So I think think that's enough for the PSA. Stay tuned for the solstice episode, which is what we actually planned for tonight.
Yes. But this was important.
It's very important.
And it doesn't feel right to me to go into the solstice episode from this. So I think that
different episode.
We can make that a completely different recording if that's all right.
Yeah. Oh, that's totally fine. So we'll see you in the next recording.
Yeah. We love you.